Hi guys, this is the review key video for the solving equations quiz review number 2 that we are preparing for tomorrow. You may skip to the question that you needed help on, or you can skip this video if you got every question correct. All right, so number 1, you have to first help yourself out by highlighting the constant and then drawing your fence line. So you add 6 to both sides, that crosses out, this becomes 30, bring down to 1/3 y, and then remember that you would have to multiply by the reciprocal, which is the flipped version of your fraction to cross that out, and then you would have to do the same thing over here in order for you to solve for y. And then if you just multiply numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator, you get 90. Number 2, you do the same thing for your first step. We have a positive 12, so you have to subtract 12 to both sides. That can cancel out. You get 30. Bring down to 3/4 a. We have another fractional coefficient, so you would have to take the reciprocal and multiply it out. So if you do 30 over 1 times 4/3, this gives you 120 over 3. And if you divide that out, you get a equals 40. Number 3, we have minus 3. So you add 3 to both sides, cancel this out, and you get 28 on this side, 7n on that side. This time you have to divide by 7 to get rid of that 7, and you can get n equals 4. Number 4, you have a decimal this time, and it's negative 1.2. You would have to add 1.2 to both sides to get rid of this negative 1.2. Now remember that you have to align the decimal points when working with adding or subtracting decimals, and this becomes 49.2. Bring down to 5y, and then you just need to divide both sides by 5, and then you'll be able to get y equals, your division should look like this. And then if you divide this out on the side here, you get 9.84 as your final answer. Number 5, you again draw your line, and now we can subtract by 3, and that can cross out. You get 8 over here, 0.4n, and then divide both sides by 0.4. Top dog goes in the house, 0.4. Remember that the rule is that you have to make it a whole number by adding the same number of zeros or the decimal point moved over as your divisor. 4 goes into 8 twice, and then we know that it does not go into 0, so it's just 20. So n equals 20. Number 7, 55 equals 5, 6n plus 5. So in this case, it is in a different order, but it does not mean it's different. So we are taking away that positive 5 by subtracting 5 to both sides. You get 50, bring down to 5, 6n. Again, because we have a fractional coefficient, we have to multiply by the reciprocal, which is the flipped version of the fraction, and then we'll be able to get n by itself. Remember that you just put 50 over 1, or a whole number over 1, and then 50 times 6, that gives you 300, and then 5 times 1 is 5. And then if you divide 300 by 5, that gives you 60. So n equals 60. Number 8, n over 8 plus 7 equals 12. So we have our positive 7, that's our constant on the side with the variable. Subtract 7 to both sides. That can cross out. 12 minus 7 is 5. Bring down to n over 8. And now because we have a fraction, which means division over 8, we need to multiply by the 8 in order to cancel it out and get 8 by itself. And then if we do it to both sides, you get n equals 40. Number 9 says 15x plus 6 equals 36. And then I know that my constant's positive 6, so I have to subtract 6 to both sides to cancel it out. This gives you 30 equals 15x. Now we can divide both sides by 15 because that's our coefficient. And then this gives you x equals 2. Oop, I forgot number 6. So 6 is x over 20 minus 4 equals 16. So if I just get rid of that constant first, we get 20 on this side, and then bring down the x over 20. You multiply by 20 to both sides to get x, and you get x equals 400. All right, this concludes the key video for our two-step equations review number 2. If you have any further questions, please let your teacher know.